he's getting a good night's sleep because he's going to be joining the coverage tomorrow night, which is going to be wonderful for Fox Sports. Joining me again, Mark Braybrooke. Mark, let's talk about Sydney versus Adelaide in the end. Sydney just too good.
Yeah, that was a very important win for the Sydney Lions. It moves them within a win of the top 4 because Adelaide and Melbourne have both lost tonight. They stay on 10. Sydney goes to 8, and it's a real log jam. And sets 1 and 4 and against will play a role, I think, in deciding who finishes in the top 4.
Now, just in the last half an hour or so, this crowd around us has certainly built up because we have the Queensland Derby, and it's time to hear from the Gold Coast boys.
It is time now for match number 3, and it is the local derby. Introducing first, the Gold Coast Hawks.
From the mountains down to the shore.
From Club Helensvale, she's the Australian Jackaroos captain, Lindsay Clark.
Seahawks are flying high, the others do the ball. There is no team that's greater than the mighty GC Hawks. GC Hawks, GC Hawks, GC Hawks, GC Hawks.
From Club Helensvale with over 150 appearances for Australia, Nathan Rice. And also from Club Helensvale 2014 Male Bowler of the Year, Brett Wilkie. And the coach of the Gold Coast Hawks is Anthony Fantini.
Well, what a team they are. They've struggled so far in the Premier League. Nathan Rice, of course, the Commonwealth Games representative. Brett Wilkie also won bronze in the 4s over in Glasgow. Lindsay Clark is the Australian Jackaroos captain. Brett Wilkie joining us here. Brett, hasn't been a great start. The local derby, your mascot can't even make it out without crashing into. So what's going on?
Yeah, a little bit of a dodgy start today, but looking forward to the local derby. Plenty of banter going around between both teams, and I think we'll have a lot of fun.
Brett, importantly, the loser is out.
Yeah, we're both on a must-win basis. We need to win the remainder of the games. So looking forward to another crunch game with good mates.
Yeah,
Find yourself a better mascot,
As
mate,
we see the mascot taking his fill. Bretty, good on you, mate.
No worries, thanks guys.
Okay, it's the reigning champions. Let's hear from Brisbane.
And their opponents, your very own 4X Brisbane Gold. Introducing first, former world #1, Mark Casey. Commonwealth Games gold medalist, the icon, Kelvin Kirko. And from right here in Club Pine Rivers, your very own Robbie Wild. And the coach of the 4X Brisbane Gold is Alex Murtagh.
Yeah, the reigning champions, the Brisbane Gold, certainly 3 of the characters of the sport. Robbie Wild, a young gun, 24 years old, and the local boy from Club Pine Rivers here. Mark Casey has just recovered from a knee reconstruction, and I'm currently joined by, well, the face of bowls in Australia for the last 10 or so years, Kelvin Kirko. Kelvin, huge crowd in for the local derby. Are you confident?
Mate, fantastic. Listen, we had all the local support in the world last year, so let's hope that we can get home. It's a do-or-die game for us, so hopefully we can come home with the goods.
You've done many things in the sport, but you mentioned do-or-die. How are the nerves?
Oh, no, we're pretty good. We're pretty relaxed. We know we've got the support tonight, so we're really looking forward to giving these local guys a real run for their money.
Kelvin, good man. Good luck.
Cheers. Thank you.
Okay, let's get the show on the road. It's over to our commentators.
Thank you very much, Tom Chadwick. Yeah, the local derby. First time on television. The Gold Coast v Brisbane. We've already had the mascot, the Hawk, take a tumble. Lindsay Clark thinks that's hilarious, and one of these teams will be taking a tumble. You would suggest Steve Glasson right out of the APL too, because they're both down the bottom of the table. And these 2 points are critical for either the Gold Coast or Brisbane. I think it's fair to say the loser can start planning for APL 3.
Yeah, Mark, thanks. It's great to be here. It's a blockbuster, isn't it? So really excited about this game. Last year's defending champions against our newbies. And look, there's some grudges here. This is up for sledging rights as well, but more importantly, as you say, survival in APL 02. So we're looking at a cracker here.
Well, it was a big win for the Sydney Lions, a must-win for you guys as well, and you're now just one win outside the top 8. We mentioned yesterday you'd have to win 3 of 5 at least today to keep yourselves in it. That's what you've done? Yeah,
it was a good day. We just missed out against the Murray Steamers in round 3 today, and then we just didn't fire against the Melbourne Roys, and we were deserving the second place there. But look, we're on track, and we've given ourselves a chance, particularly after losing 4 games yesterday in tie breaks. So it's great to be in the hunt, and we are looking forward to tomorrow's 4 matches to see if we can qualify.
Well, Helensvale have brought a truckload up to watch their team go around. And Lindsay Clark is going to have the mat right back and the jack right back. It's the longest end you can play. And the Australian captain will get us underway in the local derby here at Pine Rivers. And so the 2 players on the bench, Kelvin Kirko is starting on the bench and Nathan Rice is starting on the bench for the Gold Coast. It is a huge club, Helensvale.
It is a very successful club, very proud bowling club. State pennant wins, national 5-a-side victories, wealth of talent there with state and international representatives. So it's very bowls orientated, and these are some of the stars of that makeup.
Robbie Wild, the local boy here from Pine Rivers.
Interesting, they've obviously come in with a determined game plan first up, the Gold Coast, to go ditch to ditch in this direction. It has proved, as we've spoken earlier, that it is the hardest of the 2 directions to play in. So it'll be interesting to see if this premeditated plan pays off.
Lindsay's mum was here. She's still here again tonight. She's got the Go Lynn sign in amongst all the Helensvale supporters.
Badly.
I dare say they'll be pretty parochial. I know I've had the great privilege of playing at Helensvale a few times when the Helensvale team is out there. And
she is.
Let's say they're not overly friendly to
the opposition,
outsiders, but all in a good way, of course.
Well, you've got to have your home ground advantage, don't you?
You certainly do. Take every advantage you can.
You just take care with those glasses tonight, Steve. You've taken them on and off about 4 times, and I reckon you're a chance of breaking them again.
Look, we've just finished, and I'm steaming up a little bit here. It's humid again. We had a big storm earlier, so...
No. We just had a
Oh, you just want to talk about the glasses?
No, it was a shower.
Oh, shower, sorry. Yes,
yeah. You Southerners, that was a shower.
That was a very, very heavy shower. Yeah, delighted to get my reserve pair of glasses today. Mark, thank you yesterday for saving my life and loaning me yours, but then also for getting that yours were sitting in front of you for 2 games. But look, we won't,
didn't know.
We won't go there.
Well, I didn't have my glasses to see they were in front of me.
Good solid start from Lindsay here.
Some correction there, wasn't it?
It's a tough length. Bit of local knowledge here in Robbie Wild.
Bad here, mate.
Steve, what we, you underestimate too maybe the fact here with Brisbane.
Great
there's
shot.
A nice bowl from Robbie Wild, and there's the support for the hometown boy. One thing that isn't often spoke about in lawn bowls, and it's most probably unfair, is the fitness of the bowlers, because you're out there for a long time, you're playing a lot. There's the pig on the spit. Mick will be into that tomorrow
night. I'm sure he will be.
Absolutely. And I think it's been proven in this APL that at this level in particular, if you're not 100%, you struggle to compete. Kelvin's got his burnt foot. Robbie Wild's had a reaction to a mosquito bite and has had a bit of a virus. And Mark Casey's coming back from a knee reconstruction. And I think that is reflected in how the Brisbane Gold has gone, that even though people may scoff at, fitness levels in bowls, here's the proof with the defending champions.
Oh, definitely. I think, Mark's had a very serious operation on his knee reconstruction. I'm not totally aware of Robbie's bite situation or a bit of poisoning there, but certainly Kelvin, it's one of the most ridiculous things that's ever happened in life, with him trying to boil an electric kettle on a gas stove and starting a fire and burning his foot of all things. So fine shot here. Well played, Mark Casey. No sword now on that occasion.
That gets the crowd going. Wayne's can, but there is Wayne in the 4X Gold can right in the middle. I mean, that's been one of the big success stories of the APL. Wayne's can bar.
It sure has. Oh, he's close here. If he bends a little, well, you wonder if this game, if you've got to lead slightly towards the Queensland Gold. I mean, you've got Robbie Wild, the local. The boys have put in a bit of time here on the rink, but also the fact that they've been out here in the pressure cooker situation last year in these big do-or-die matches, semi-finals, finals. This to them is as good as a semi-final.
It is, isn't it? You can't afford to drop this. Last bowl here for Brett Wilkie.
On the attack again, Brett has been throughout the event, been running very well. I've given him probably
a kiss of death.
Yeah, as soon as you open your mouth, that's what happens.
Well wide there. So what have we got here for Brisbane? They're away. They've got one, maybe two.
I think it looks like two from here. It's a bit of a tough angle, but I fancy it for two, Mark. Possibly drawing for three here, and what a great start. If he's a chance too, he's just got to ease off a little now. Just got to ease off. He's looking very good. He's looking very good. Well played, Mark Casey.
And that's the start thereafter. It is 3 to the Brisbane Gold. And that gets their home fans into it and quietens the Gold Coast Hawks fans for a moment. But just for a moment. They haven't come up the M1 to stay silent.
Certainly not. And I suppose the predetermined game plan of Gold Coast went away on that occasion. So
the mat is in the middle. The jack is at the back here for Brisbane.
can you believe somebody boiling an electric kettle on a gas stove?
Well, no. I can't wait for Mick to get here tomorrow and question Kelvin about it.
Oh, only Kelvin could do it.
And he's a national selector, isn't he? He picks players for you to coach.
Yes.
And he does that. Okay.
Yes, interesting.
And he's also allowed to drive a car. Here's Lindsay Clark. So that is a little bit short.
On a good path, but
yard, mate.
Very sensitive. It feels a little bit quicker out there tonight to the green.
So kept going a bit, that. Kept going. Now, Mark Casey's got the earpiece in. Casey, if you can hear us, that was the dream start, mate. 3 shots on the first end. Get the hometown support behind you.
Yeah, obviously a great start. Any time you win the first end of this sort of format, 5 ends is it's a bonus. So really happy with it.
Case, how's the knee holding up, mate? You've just come off that big operation. Is it feeling okay, or a little bit sensitive, maybe?
Yeah, it's not too bad, but I guess it just plays on my mind a little bit, but it's really not too bad. So yeah, I'm getting through.
You didn't play on your mind then. You played 2 screamers. Well played.
Cheers, mate.
At least your injury is from a serious issue and something that happens to athletes and sportsmen around the world. You haven't burnt your foot on a melting kettle. So at least you can be proud of how you've hurt yourself anyway.
Or have you? You've never done that, have you?
No. Only, as you said before, only one person who could do that.
Yeah, here we go. Good luck tonight.
Cheers, mate.
Talk to Mark Casey a bit later as Robbie Wild lets another one go. This might come up a bit short, Steve.
Yeah, just that touch. It's so very, very sensitive. Well, he snuck in for shot, so not a bad result. There's already a few outside it.
Hit her away, but
there's a man at the moment there.
We're on screen, mate.
We're on screen. Look at him. So vain. So vain. You got to love him.
There's Lindsay. She'll be joining us in commentary for the last game tonight.
That will be a delight, no doubt. Very effervescent person, Lindsay. Well played too. Anthony Fantini, the Gold Coast coach, very happy with that one. I can just send out a cheerio, can I, to Paddy Smith and the boys at the Mount Lions Den there in Sydney.
Mount Lewis.
Club Mount Lewis, the Lions Den. So the boys are there, best seats in the house. They've been in touch with us, supporting us. Thanks, fellas. Hope you're enjoying a wonderful night, and we'll catch up soon.
Now the tweets going tonight, Steve. You're all over that last night.
Yeah, well, we'll have to keep an eye on that.
So Mark Casey watching this one. He's snuck in for another shot here, but I should say Lindsay had grabbed that shot, but he's Close there is at APL Bowls or the hashtag APL02 as well when you send your tweet. Steve's all over that.
Yes, we'll certainly keep an eye on it. If we've got any curly ones, we'll do our best to answer them.
Come, Wizard! Great shot, Wizard!
Oh, well played, Brett Wilkie.
Pretty handy, isn't it?
Hit back well.
And these two here, Brett Wilkie and Mark Casey, two of the giants of Australian lawn bowls.
Most definitely.
If there's a final on, chances are one of these two will have been in it or are in it or beaten in the semi-final for someone else to get in it.
Definitely must be a funny situation. They play together so much. They're great mates. They're teammates. They're club mates. They're state reps together. They're Australian reps together. Their families are tight. And here they are. Probably not on talking terms at the moment.
That's what's so good about the APL as well.
Yes.
Come, Wizard! Well played, Wizard!
Well played, Brett Wilkie.
Can they hit straight back here, the Gold Coast?
We might see some aggression here, I think. Mark Casey, left-hand, backhand shot, going quick.
I'm sure that's when he feels it in the knee as well.
Oh, I'm sure he does. And you could see a little grimace there when he let that one go. Whether that was because of his pain or the fact that he just didn't put it in the line he wanted to, I'm not quite sure. But
he flexed the knee there as well. You can't underestimate, after 6 to 7 weeks from a knee reconstruction. My son had one last year, and I can't imagine how he would have been competing at this level so soon after. I mean, just let alone walking around.
That's right. And Mark did have a couple of complications. Little Lindsay waving this on. Well played. Oh, that's got the Helensvale crew up off out of their seats.
So all of a sudden, things have turned around. You don't see that too often. 3 shots the first end, followed by 4 shots the second.
It's all attack and very little defence at this stage.
Power play coming up for the Brisbane Golds.
Well, straight away they've changed the length after dropping that initial 3. Lindsay's brought the mat up to the middle tee or the middle mark there. So it's a 3/4 length end. Just knocking off one of your lollies here, Mark. Thank you.
That's all right. Great start, Lindsay. More you eat, the less I eat.
Great start, Lindsay. Well played. Power play to Brisbane Gold. And it's a big end then.
Down, buddy.
Every end's a big end, I suppose, in 5 ends, but certainly with double points available.
Round it, mate. Well played, Robbie.
Well, we saw in the first match between New Zealand and Melbourne, it turned the game.
Very quickly, didn't it?
Now, Lindsay's on the mat and her mum is with Tom Chadwick.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you, Mark. I'm joined by Lindsay's mum, indeed, Teresa. Teresa, thank you for joining us here on Fox Sports in a fairly tense moment in this match. You've got a truckload of supporters here. You must be very proud of your daughter.
Very proud. She's worked hard for it. She's been bowling at 19 years and she's worked very hard for it. And Club Helensvale supported the whole way through.
Indeed, indeed. It seems like there's a few busloads here. Is that correct?
Golly me, you bet. We couldn't, you know, we're so excited and we're so thrilled for this format.
And
it's a wonderful format.
It seems that I'm a Gold Coast supporter all of a sudden. How do you think she's going at the moment?
She's going well. She's going well. It's very difficult out there. And she said it's a quick and the dead. You know, you can't relax. You have to be on your game the whole time.
Do you follow her around quite a bit?
Oh, all the way. Since when she was 11. We've been everywhere. New Zealand, Malaysia, you name it, we've been with her.
Okay, you're confident she can pull something off now?
I hope so. And it won't be without trying.
Indeed. Thank you very much,
Well,
Teresa.
thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
She should be proud as well. Her daughter's the Australian captain.
I'll say Commonwealth Games gold medalist, world champion, national champion, state champion. Remarkable CV for a remarkable young lady.
That's the point too, isn't it? Steve, she's a young lady, just 30 years of age.
Probably coming into a veteran stage now in this game. She's been playing, you know, Lindsay's been playing for Australia for a number of years now. She's one of our most senior members, and well, I suppose being captain, that emphasises that or underlines that.
We've seen some good bowling here from Robbie Wild at the back end of his 3 bowls, and it's a difficult end they're bowling to.
Yes, and the power play's up for grabs, so double points on offer for Brisbane Gold. Got a tweet, here we go, it's family night tonight, I'd say. Kai Kirko, Kelvin's son, saying, good job, Dad, warming up on the bench, or warming the bench up. Kai might be insinuating that that's a good place for his dad, however, I doubt that. But
He'll be out shortly, no doubt, for the second set. We'll get the walking stick twirling as he did last year, no doubt. Particularly if he comes up with a good shot. I don't think there's anyone in the game that is more suited to the atmosphere of Premier Leagues than Kelvin Kirker.
He loves the show, doesn't he? Loves it. Loves the big occasion. Oh, great try by Brett. Just fell away.
There he is.
He's looking very serious.
Yeah.
Hurry now, mate.
Willing it to hurry on.
Push.
Not quite.
Short. Come up well short there from Mark Casey.
There is a slight difference in pace, I believe, between the two sides of the rink too, and it is easy if you change over from the other side of the green to the rink or the side that Mark was playing then, that it does just need an ounce extra. So it's easy to drop to just a little bit short. Close here. Just needs a bit of bend. Well, has that made a difference?
It's 1
Don't think so.
to Brisbane. And of course, it's a power play end for Brisbane. So 1 becomes 2. Casey has 1 more bowl left after this, so 2 does Brett Wilkie. Is he corrected here? Will this get there?
It's got to hurry. Hurry now. A little further, and he falls. Yes, well played. Just enough. Two, which means they're holding 4.
What can Brett Wilkie do here?
He's got a couple of his own bowls coming in on the backhand, so similar to his last. Just trying to get to them, maybe turn them over once or twice, or there is a little port there he can sneak through for number 1. It looks like he's just a little bit underdone here. He is just crossing the line.
He was pretty good for speed, wasn't he?
Perfect. This is a massive opportunity now for Mark Casey. Lying 2. Double that's 4. This for a possible 6.
A lot of room, isn't there? Needs to come back a fair way from out there.
The chance is coming. Oh, just good for a great weight as well.
So it will be 2 to the Brisbane Gold, and that turns into 4. And so they lead by 3, 7-4 after the third end of the first set. And these two teams are down the bottom of the table at the moment. There's a substitution. Kelvin Kirko in after 3 ends for Robbie Wild. And I think that is a suggestion that this is fair dinkum now for Brisbane, and the power play coming from the Gold Coast. So it's all warming up here at Pine Rivers. And Kelvin Kirko is into the action as soon as he could be.
Can he jump straight on? Well, he's just made that, I think. Well, hang on. Oh, we've got controversy.
No, they're saying he didn't make it.
He didn't make it, so that's not the start they were looking for.
Well, the timing.
The crowd's not happy.
The marker making the decision there.
It's a tough school.
I've got to say, it was very close, wasn't it? What did you think?
Well, it was borderline. Chrissy Green was fairly convinced that it hadn't left his hand, so...
Lindsay's come up a bit short here, I think.
Brett Wilkie indicating Lindsay is, in fact, holding shot. Well, let's see how he bounces back from that. I think Kelvin had one last year as well.
He did. Yeah, Kelvin, if there's any drama,
he's in it.
Kelvin's involved. If he's not, and now he comes back with an absolute cracker. Mark Casey's got the earpiece on. It's the first instance in the APL for the second season that someone hasn't got their bowl off quickly enough, and it had to be Kelvin, didn't it, Case?
He did it last year. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
I'm there pointing to the clock, and it's got 5 seconds to go, and he's still got the mat in his hand.
He's a very casual sort of a guy. There's no doubt about that. But that's a little bit too casual on this occasion.
He actually did this last time too, though. He put 2 good bowls down, so hopefully he does it again.
Here he goes.
It might spark him into action, does it?
Yeah, I reckon he does. Pretty good
He's
again,
following
mate.
it. He's chasing it.
He's handy again.
Come on, mate.
Going to sneak away a little bit, but it's not bad.
Buddy. Very good.
Well, it's better than his first one anyway, which is over on the over in the clubhouse.
Certain of that.
He's had 2 bowls for 2 shots.
Could be a little bit off-putting for Lindsay too.
I was about to say, the
Yeah,
interesting
yeah.
thing here is that because of the format and the style of the APL, it becomes a bigger moment than it would normally be because everyone gets into it. Whereas in the sedate worlds of bowls, it would be, and everyone's quiet and your opponent doesn't necessarily get affected as much. But
That's right. There's a lot of hype, a lot of talk about, a lot of oohing and ahhing, and you can hear the people from the sidelines, you know,
I think
making
someone
comment.
put you off on one bowl, wasn't it?
Yeah,
As
I
you
did
were
get a
about
bit
to
of a balk, a little bit of a
yeah.
balk today, so yeah.
I think that's the first time I've really seen that, a deliberate shout out as you were about to bowl.
I don't think it was. I looked over and I saw the action that was going on behind the grandstand
okay.
there, so I think it was
just the timing.
unintentional, yeah.
So Mike Casey here. This is in a reasonable area. First roll on a fraction, but it's okay. They are trying to defend the power play here that's been called by the Gold Coast. And if they can nullify that, that's pretty much the set, you would think.
Yeah, Helensvale, or the Gold Coast Hawks rather, really need to win this end.
Down, Wiz.
Even a single turning that into a double. He's close, very close. Needs the jack. Got the jack. Well, and fell backwards.
One and a measure, do you think?
Yeah,
Certainly one.
Still there?
I think the mark is suggesting 2.
It does set up a different angle now for Brett Wilkie to turn over to the backhand, depending on where Mark Casey puts this. And if he's a little quick,
A bit quicker, I think.
he can trail the jack, but Mark might be covering this. A little bit of cover. That's a good shot there.
Bench looks on. It's the 4X girls against the meter maids over there on the bench.
Not sure what's wrong with the BCIB Lions. We've just got some clown in a lion suit, but anyway.
At least he hasn't fallen over.
True.
Is that some protection from Brett, or is that a bad bowl, Steve?
No, he's just overplayed it a touch. It is easy to do on this rink. Just that little bit of weight. It does tend to react a little bit differently, but what it does do, it forces Mark Casey into going further back in the head, making sure that he covers a more aggressive shot. The easier shot is to go quicker.
Well, this is a big bowl, considering this is the power play for the Gold Coast. So how does... Well, he's got back bowls, but if he can get a little bit of a touch on the jack there...
It really comes down to a confidence factor now. He knows really that he's got to win this end. So does he go quicker for both the bowls, or does he play the same weight, a tougher shot than his last?
Take a bit of luck to get through those red bowls to the yellow at the back.
Yeah, well, he's playing the harder of the 2 shots. Now he needs to bend. That's the hard part on this hand.
Swoop.
Trying to bend. Gee, it's a wonderful effort. But not to be.
It's 1 and a measure, I would think. I don't think they'll concede the 2 without a measure, would they? No, they don't. Lindsay wants it measured. So they do nullify the power play. Substitution being made by the Gold Coast. Lindsay Clark is off. Nathan Rice is on. And the interesting thing there, Nathan normally skips, doesn't he? And so he's going to lead here.
Yeah, they did it a fair bit during the day today in the other rounds. The fact that Nathan led up, so...
This is tight here, Steve, isn't it?
Certainly is. Big decision here.
Well, it's a massive decision because, I mean, it's going to be hard enough anyway.
Nothing in it. Dead heat.
He's going to call the umpire,
Wow,
Kelvin.
that's how close it is.
Chuck. Kel.
Tom Chadwick's found his way onto the bench for the Brisbane goal. This is an important measure here, which would pretty much seal the first set, I think, Tom.
Yeah, indeed it would, Mark. I've got a pretty good view down here to the left of me as well, but let's talk about that a little bit later. I'm joined by Alex Murtagh, the coach of Brisbane. Alex, it's a pretty important little period here, isn't it?
Mate, great atmosphere tonight. I think we're all expecting it with the local derby with the Helensvale boys. Happy with the start. We nailed our power play. You know, that's the main thing in each set, is to nail that power play. So something we haven't done real well the last 2 days, but we're still a chance.
Yeah, I took note of that. I thought your power play choices had been probably not as fruitful as you'd hoped in the last few days. How are you going to use that tonight?
Well, you know, like other teams, you know, you want to have the last bowl preferably, and then it's just a matter of luck. It's a matter of your boys performing on that end, getting the leads bowl on the jack, which Robbie did in our power play. So yeah. And
of all people to miss the shot clock, Kelvin.
Yeah, that's he did one of that last year too. You know, I copped a bit of a bagging off him last night for calling a timeout, so I didn't think I'd do it again tonight. I didn't want to upset him 2 nights in a row.
Surely the coach pulls rank, though, doesn't he?
Well, in the long run, I do, yeah. And the other boys know it. They think they have a bit of pull, but no, in the long run, I'm the boss here.
Okay, how do you concentrate when you've got the 4X girls to the left and the meter maids to the right?
Yeah, well, you know, meter maids might be wearing the less clothes tonight, but our 4X girls are definitely the prettiest.
You're a good man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, he will go places, won't he, Alex Murtagh?
Kelvin's come up with a good one there,
Well played.
Steve. And once again, the power play has influenced this set. Brisbane convert their power play and then defend the Gold Coast power play. And that pretty much is the difference.
Certainly is vital, isn't it, to try and, how do you say, build on your start and then take advantage of those double points.
They've got to try and come up with 4 shots here, the Gold Coast, and it's a big ask on Nathan Rice to come off the bench and try and manufacture 4 shots with his teammate Brett Wilkie.
I think there's 2 ways of looking at it. They take a little gamble and put Nathan out there, and the chances something comes off. Or, yes, exactly, Mark. It gives him that chance to just find his feet a little bit and ready and raring to go for the start of the second set, which in actual fact is a new match.
Late.
Well, they won their first match in APL 2, the Gold Coast, but they've struggled since. And I think a lot of that has to do with working out how to play this format. There's a great bowl from Nathan Rice.
Well, now it's game on. Super shot, Nathan Rice. They needed it, and he came up with the goods.
They need to get their fans involved, don't they?
You know, they're a little quiet. Well, they haven't probably had enough to cheer about.
They haven't.
But that will help.
Got to come up with 4 to halve the set.
Mark Casey's only got to miss, the first or second one here, and suddenly there's a bit of pressure on.
Brett Wilkie will swoop.
He certainly will. Well, he's not going to reach on this occasion. So that's 1 bullet down, but now Brett's got to make this count. Gold Coast would be delighted to get out of this with a drawn set. He's got to wait as well. Got to hurry. His chance.
Hurry. Yeah, mate.
Well, it's enough. Don't know if it's close enough to beat perhaps Mark Casey's next 2 bowls, but we'll see. Still got a bit of work to do on this. No, he doesn't like it. He's turned his back on it. Well,
okay.
Wow.
He has 1 more bowl, Mark Casey, but Brett Wilkie has 2. They couldn't pick up 5, could they?
The funny thing is, he's going to be looking to correct, and he can't afford to correct too much because the jack's only 30 centimetres off the ditch. If he overplays the shot and goes in, it's open. So now Brett's done just that. I think he's just overplayed this a touch, so that's a bit of a miss there.
They can only halve the set now. If that stayed on, they had a chance of winning.
Winning the set, yes. Now, he's a very experienced player, Mark.
He's asking that to sit down too.
The body language.
Look how wide that is, Steve.
Yeah, I think the weight might help him though. He's going to have to stop pretty quick now. He's only got to stop. He's going to go close to the edge. Well, he's gone well.
He's gone in. This to halve the set. You wouldn't have read about that.
No, didn't see this coming. I don't know if Gold Coast did either, but Brett's still got to make it count.
Well, they lament. Just imagine if that last one stayed on for Brett Wilkie.
Oh.
Just to halve the set, they would just take it gladly. It may sort of sum up the APL for both teams, really, wouldn't it? You know, both been, you know.
The opportunities there and missed, or... So now, is this enough to get the Helensvale Hawks fans? Oh, well, it's looking good to there.
He's keen.
He's played it pretty well, I think. Clear run, and
He's
there
keen.
you go, he's done it.
That is outstanding from Brett Wilkie. And they come from nowhere to halve the first set. 8 apiece. Unbelievable from the Gold Coast Hawks.
Well, that is quite amazing.
Who would have thought it? We'll take a break. The first set halved in 8. Back after this.
If you left behind the salary, the annual leave, the corporate takeovers and took the leap to start a business of your own, come to the bank that understands what it's like. Kiwi Bank. Because we did it too. Call us, visit online or see us in store.
Ryobi hybrid line trimmer. Switch from electric to battery and extend your power.
I don't believe in less. I go all the way. Be true to yourself, I say. Makes me a man of success. Makes me the man of today.
Boss Bottled. Fragrance for men.
The limited edition Navara STX. Extra tough now comes with extra extras like privacy glass and leather seats. That's extra good value with 1.9% finance, 0 deposit and no repayments until April 2015.
You look up the definition of ridiculous, that's it.
Levinsky is #1 bidding of an MVP.
My goodness.
The Spurs are the 2014 NBA champions.
Well, the Jack Attack hot shot for tonight. This last bowl from Brett Wilkie, which got a half for the Gold Coast in the first set against the Brisbane Gold. Brisbane led 8-4 with 1 end remaining, and if the bowl before this had stayed on the green, the Gold Coast would have won the set. Oh, that's the hot shot. It was the last bowl of Nathan Rice that trailed the Jack that set it up for Brett Wilkie to convert those 4 shots. So let's not forget that great shot from Nathan Rice in there as well. As we're about to start the second set, and here is the man leading off.
Particularly coming off the bench. Coming in cold, coming off the bench. Played a monster.
Well, what will that do to the confidence of the Gold and the Hawks? Can the Gold Coast build on that? Well, Brisbane.
Well, it's been a definite momentum changer, hasn't it? It was all really Brisbane Gold. They were looking, well, they're looking home and hosed. 1 loose end. Now they've got to regroup. And they'll be ruining that missed opportunity. And particularly being at the bottom of the table as well. Great shot, Kelvin Kirko. Particularly being at the bottom of the table too. These not only are looking for wins, but they're looking for straight sets wins. So again, it hurts both of them a little bit.
Well, that was the big thing about your win over Adelaide too. The fact that Adelaide is 1 win ahead of you, but you've just beaten them by 2 sets.
Yeah, which helps us a big way, yes.
So if you end up on the same points as Adelaide, there's a great reply from Nathan Rice. If you end up on the same points as Adelaide, that 2-zip win will come in handy with your for and against. And so tomorrow there's so much to play for.
Well, this is great leading too. We just spoke that Nathan doesn't lead very often, but he's certainly doing the job here. It's game on. They're hungry. Both these teams hungry for victory.
Same again, mate.
Slower. Sorry, mate.
No, he doesn't like it. He hasn't released it. He hasn't given it enough. He knows.
He's put his team in a decent position, though.
He would have preferred to be past the jack there, just to give his team another option, but
get it, mate.
He'd be relieved that he's got one really good one in there. And Kelvin on the attack does love having a bit of a fun run.
How's it looking?
Well, he needs a well.
He got lucky, didn't he? You make your own luck.
And the wry smile tells it all. Oh, a bit of finger pointing. There's a little bit of banter going on. Brett Wilkie, Kelvin Kirko. Two good mates. Not at the moment.
So here he is. It becomes now a contest in 3 bowls between Wilkie and Casey again, because the jack is out on its own. And it's not right up against the out of bounds post, but it's pretty close, Steve. It won't be much margin for error here for the bowls.
And the trickier part is they haven't been out in that territory very much. So what exactly is the bowl going to do? How's it going to react? Is there a run there that can hold it a little bit straighter? You see straight away. Now I think you'll notice that now that's well short, but the problem with that is that's happened because they're out in a territory that hasn't been played on. Plus, Brett Wilkie would have been really concerned with his line, worrying about staying out of bounds. So it's a double play. Let's suffice to say Brett wouldn't be at all pleased with that one, but he's looking forward to getting his next one down there fairly quickly and a lot more accurately. Well, both boys have failed or managed to fall for the same problem. I'm sure this will be better.
You would think they'll correct. It does look to have a bit more pace on it.
Come on, Wizard.
Nathan Rice is excited about it.
Very excited. It's a big correction. No, it's a fine shot. Just needed one look at it.
So can Mark Casey correct now?
Better track. Better track, buddy.
Is he going to run? It's close. Just getting away slightly. It's a good try. Good correction as well. Now, chance here for Brett to really put some pressure on. And he's out there again. He's not short. Needs to turn sharply now and drop off. Well, he's just going a little bit here. Not much. Handy.
Still shot to the Gold Coast. There's Alex Marshall warming up behind us, and that's still to come. The Murray Steamers against the Perth Suns.
Featuring, you know, loads of world-class talent, no less than Alex Marshall, a household name, superstar of the sport. And, of course, Jeremy Henry, former Irishman, now residing in Australia.
And so there's a shot to the Gold Coast to start this second set. So the momentum at the moment is with the Gold Coast. And there's a substitute being called. Mark Casey is going to sit down for Robbie Wild to come back on, which may mean a change here. No, Robbie is going to skip here and Kelvin is going to lead. So there is no change in that respect. I thought Kelvin may have skipped. And there's a tweet. Best 4 players: Marshall, Forsyth, Kirko and Fisher.
There you go. Not a bad call.
Really
certainly Ali Forsyth played very well last game, as did Dylan. A great exhibition of lead bowls from Dylan and a conversion from Ali. Phenomenal, really. See what Nathan Rice is coming out firing too, don't worry. Now, our friend that just tweeted obviously didn't see Kelvin's first bowl that was pulled up, though, when it ran out of time.
Well, it doesn't count if
played,
you don't bowl it, does it?
He played 2 rippers after that, didn't he? Played 2 crackers, as he does.
Mike Casey's going to sit down on the bench and let Robbie Wild back into the action. And Case, how did you let that first set slip away? Up 8-4 with 1 in remaining.
Yeah, it was obviously very disappointing to fail on that last end, the first set.
Momentum's with the Gold Coast at the moment, mate. How do you stop it?
Yeah, definitely. It's being, as I said before, 5 ends, it's awfully hard to stop the momentum. So we really need to either win this or the next end to remain in the hunt.
Kelvin's a bit wide there. Thanks, Mark, and we'll get back to it a little bit later. But it's all the Gold Coast at the moment, but that can change very quickly.
As we saw last set, remarkable turnaround the very last end. He's got his game face on tonight, Nathan Rice. Playing well, leading up well, making sure he covers the first 2 from Kelvin. And we'll get the best backward in the spot. Good thinking.
Steve, credit to coach Anthony Fantini for the substitution. As Nathan Rice set up the chance for Brett Wilkie, and now he's started this end in great fashion as well.
Absolutely. Now this is going to be a big test for Robbie Wild. Robbie's a great player in his own right, but would be the least experienced of the 3 of the Gold Coast, or the Forest Gold team rather. Coming fresh off the bench. He's cold and he's under the pressure, under the pump.
Up against Brett Wilkie, one of the best in the world. Former Australian Open champion, runner-up at this year's indoors.
Again, a wonderful CV, Brett Wilkie. Former international and indoor bowls and made the transition to full-size outdoor bowls, so dual international.
Oh, where's up? Hurry!
It's there or thereabouts, isn't it?
It's very good.
Stop there. Stop.
Doesn't want to fatten it up too much because the gold will get aggressive. Kelvin said, get into it. Don't mess around. Robbie's first bowl off the bench. And we're going to see a power shot. There's no lack of weight on it. Oh, good shot. Got 1 out.
Make it count, buddy.
Wayne's can bar pumping tonight. It'll be pumping tomorrow night when Mick Malloy gets here.
He'll certainly wind them up, won't he?
Yeah, the pig on the spit will get a workout as well.
Well, it's just going through a little bit, but it may count. Turn sharply.
Yeah, mate.
Nathan Rice is happy with that. Didn't count.
Does he go again here, Robbie? Looks like it.
I think under direction from Kelvin Kirko, the answer is definitely yes. Well, he's got good heat on it. Oh, good shot. Reducing the margin.
I think he'd go again, wouldn't you?
No.
No?
Unless, it depends where Brett Wilkie puts this. The trouble is that Gold Coast have also got
the back ones,
the back 2 covered, so it'll really depend on how close Brett puts this.
Push. Yeah, mate.
He's played it well. He fattens it up. There you go. He will go again. Yep.
Kelvin.
He probably put it in the worst spot, Brett Wilkie.
And he knows it. A wry smile. Can he make it a hat trick?
He likes it.
He's missed it. Oh, he's killed the end, but it'll be re-spotted, and it'll be 2 shots to the Gold Coast. A little bit of misfortune, but it wasn't a straight drive.
It was a fair result at the end of the day. He was off target.
Yep, he hit his own bowl, which cannoned into the jack. And those 2 back bowls that you were talking about, Steve, came into play. 3-0 to the Gold Coast. In their second set, the winner of this set will win the match, and a power play coming up for the Brisbane Gold in this third end of the second set, which is where they called the power play in the first set.
Is this their last throw of the dice, so to speak? A missed opportunity here or a failure here on this end with the power play could be, well, might relegate them to cellar dwellers on the table.
Well, they've lost the last 3 ends, and in doing so, they've dropped 8 shots. Or 6 shots, I should say.
Yes.
Push down.
Well, it's a good start. This is what they were chasing.
7 shots. I'll get my maths right sooner rather than later. Kelvin starts well.
It would be remarkable, wouldn't it? And I'm not for 1 minute even wishing it upon them or suggesting it will happen. But if Brisbane Gold did finish up as wooden spooners this year, wouldn't that be a remarkable turn of form or fate or
a suggestion of how close the competition is?
Maybe that's the better point, Mark.
Roosters to feather dusters in the space of 12 months.
Yes. Oh, they're a long way from that yet, but
absolutely.
Mind you, a loss here won't do their cause any good.
It won't.
Well played, Kelvin Kirko. May have retired from representative play, but still has very much a great gift.
Nathan Rice.
Hurry. Well, Edge. Run hard. Hurry.
Not bad.
Push.
Not bad. Needs to miss the red bowl now. Good reply. Just not quite good enough on the power play.
One for Brisbane at the moment. It is their power play. Kelvin doesn't like it, I don't think.
Fantastic setup here, isn't it? Pine Rivers.
Yep.
Love the place. Cauldron out there. It's noisy, it's vocal, it's a party atmosphere. It's fantastic.
It'll certainly be rocking on Friday night if you want to come out for the finals. There's corporate facilities here, which are all packed. There's no more corporate facilities available, but it certainly is a real buzz around the club all day from 10 o'clock in the morning, Steve, right through until the last match at night.
Absolutely.
Free entry. It doesn't cost anything to get in. And Friday night, we'll see the finals, semi-finals, start at 5 o'clock Brisbane time. The final will be at 7:30, I think it is, on Friday night. Yep. So they're the finals, and of course Mick Malloy will be joining us here tomorrow.
Fantastic. APL, it's a version of, well, it's 2020 cricket-style lawn bowls. It's rolling out to the clubs as we speak. Jack Attack. Open for anybody to participate in, whether you're an experienced international like these guys or you just want to have a go. I highly recommend it.
Who knows, you could be good enough to end up here one day.
Well, you certainly could be. Very close here. Needs to turn the yellow. He's done just that. Good shot.
Now shot to the Gold Coast. Here's a test for Robbie Wild. It's the power play here for the Brisbane Gold. The locals will go off if he converts here.
The body language suggests he's not overly thrilled about it. Well, it doesn't look too bad.
Too much weight?
Well, it's a wonderful attempt.
Not a bad effort, was it?
I'll say, great attempt.
It's in a couple of bowls in a reasonable spot, aren't there, Steve? If he can get to that jack at all.
Got a touch on it. Got 3 seconds. I don't know if he can get to the bowl clean to get the yellow bowl through the port there, but certainly a little,
just a flick on the jack.
Yeah. Happy days.
Of course, that's easier said than done. That's the ideal, but
it looks easy from here, doesn't it? It certainly does.
So what will Brett Wilkie do here? It's his last bowl of this end. Nathan Rice is keen for it.
Oh, he likes it. He doesn't want to halve the jack. Fantastic shot, Brett Wilkie.
Just ran on a little bit. Still, and Kelvin's pointing that out to Robbie. Still, if he just nicks that jack.
Bit of man love between Nathan and Brett then. Hugs and I won't say kisses, but they were fairly happy.
No luck here. It's not turning. It's too wide. So it's a nullified power play the Gold Coast have managed, but it is a very handy lead building. It's another and one by the Gold. 2 shots to the Gold Coast. I think was just held up then. 5-0. 2 shots for the Gold Coast. That is a very healthy lead. Power play nullified by the Gold Coast.
Gee, there was a fairly heavy discussion on the bench for Hawks then about whether
they play theirs. Yeah,
play theirs or not. And I dare say the only thing that's generated their decision not to play it is the fact they haven't got last bowl.
And they're going this way.
Well, they're going the tough way as well. Yeah.
Well, let's finish this.
So they've still got a card up their sleeve, no matter what happens this end.
He's made the right call so far. There's the coach.
Not sure if the meter maids were involved in that discussion or not, but certainly Captain Australia Lindsay Clark and the Hawks coach Anthony Fantini were in great discussion.
Well, I did see the lifeguard, who's a little bit further to the right, lean over and say, "No, mate, hold."
There, he's done well. Yep. Good call.
He was chatting with Mark Casey at the time and quickly had to rearrange his thought process to just lean over and say, "No, mate, just hold. We're going okay." There he is.
There he is.
Did a very nice backflip when he came out. Did you see that?
No, I missed that, unfortunately.
Reminded me of my younger days.
Well, it reminds me how I get out of bed every morning, but...
Is this all right from Kelvin?
Close, he needs to stop. Just not peppering the jack, the Queensland boys. Or should I say the Brisbane Gold boys are just having a little bit of trouble, which is certainly unlike them.
Nathan Rice.
Sensing victory.
So used to seeing Nathan Rice playing a cap too. It's very strange to see him without one.
Hang it on there, mate.
Well, it mightn't be brilliant, but it's effective enough at this stage. Kelvin's changing hands, so he's gone backhand, forehand, backhand.
Well, they know, the Gold Coast, that they only have to win one end and they win the match. They know they only have to, if they concede 2-2, they win the match.
They're certainly in the box seat.
There seems to be an air of resignation a little bit from the Brisbane Gold boys here.
A little bit. Well,
it doesn't, you know, Kelvin's not as fired up as he normally is.
No, it's not the 3 best bowls you'll ever see from Kelvin Kirker, but hey, he's human.
Can Brett Wilkie make it really tough here for Brisbane?
He'd be pretty happy with the situation at the moment.
Settle, mate.
Well, it's handy.
Hard, isn't it? Yeah. Huh?
Needs to strike now.
He's coming out. Need to... Gonna get it too.
Well, we needed the edge off that front one. It's just not happening for them.
Yeah.
Coach is coming out.
Well, we might see some action here. The Queensland Gold coach.
Come on, Whizzer.
He's up to something.
Great shot, Whizzer.
Well played, Brett Wilkie.
Well, Mark Casey is put the earpiece in case. There you go. The coach isn't coming out, is he?
Well, maybe can we do that?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Are you coming back, are you?
I think so. I think he's dragging Kelvin again.
Fair enough too.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last bowl.
Oh, well, that helps, Case.
That helps.
That's a big help. Gold fans go crazy. Brett Wilkie.
Just remember, Case, when you get out, you've only got 30 seconds to get your bowl away.
This possibly for the match. He's got it.
And
What
he's
a
got
shot.
it.
What a shot,
Outstanding
Brett
from Brett Wilkie. There's some space, though, for Robbie Wild. They hold 3, the Gold Coast, and that will be the match if it stays that way. So the best they can do here, Brisbane, is to get 1 back.
Case, I think if Robbie fails here, mate, send one of the 4S girls out.
Yeah.
You stay right there.
I don't think I want to go back out now.
Well, there's a chance. Speed looks okay. Speed looks good. Oh, he's played it well. Nerves of steel. Well played, Robbie Wild. Pitch in the hug.
That's a great bowl from the youngster. They pick up their first shot since the 4th end of the first set. And they narrow the gap to 4. While there's life, there's hope. The hook is out for Kelvin Kirko. He's been substituted by Mark Casey, who's rushing for the mat. And power play here for the Gold Coast, which is really irrelevant, because they're a long way in front, but they need the for and against differential.
If the Case can get within 10 feet.
So here is Mark Casey. He's got a shot away, unlike Kelvin, who
made it fairly
by the
comfortably.
buzzer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're chasing. Well, it's okay. You're chasing 4 shots. So the last thing you want to do is drop short. You want to make sure your bowl is there to the jack or just beyond. So his thinking is sound, just not quite as effective as you would have liked. But Nathan's trying to take advantage of that.
Good start, Lurchy.
And does just that.
Great shot, Lurch. Come back. Trail. Yeah, trail it. Yep. Need 4.
Well, 4 will send to a tie break, blocked at 1 set apiece, 1 each.
Well, you never know, do you? It was 4 the diff in the first set.
It was.
So you just don't know.
Wait.
And it was the last bowl of Nathan Rice in that last end of the first set that turned things around. So can Mark Casey come up with a beauty? The last bowl of his 3 here in this final end.
Well, this is it.
And what would be interesting too here, Steve, if they can't do it, Brisbane, the 3 matches we've had tonight will all have been straight sets.
Oh, it's a rarity, isn't it? You don't see that very often in this standard of field. And he's trying to just get down here and trail the jack, set up a possible scoring operation or potential chance.
Good.
Still possible.
Good sort of bowl, mate.
It'll have to be something freaky.
Well, you would think the Gold Coast would defend this better than the way Brisbane defended in the last end of the first set.
And I think that would be in the back of their mind as well, knowing that that's happened, knowing that it can happen. No, it's good bowling, Nathan Rice. Well played.
So the pressure on the local, Robbie Wild, to keep Brisbane in it.
It's very tough for them.
Try and play 2 feet.
On the, what, silver forehand or?
Either hand. Either hand.
Just trying to manufacture something here. Sledging rights up for grabs.
Absolutely, and the loser will be on the bottom of the table. And it looks like it'll be the defending premiers. And that has really silenced the home crowd.
Yeah.
It'll make the roadworks on the M1 bearable on the way home.
It's a fair effort by Robbie here. Well, it's a good shot.
It's good, mate.
It's a good shot.
Look, if he can somehow clear those 2 and the 1 at the back. Well, there's their 5.
Got 2 bowls left, so potentially if he plays the same sort of shot and trails the jack half a metre to a metre in between those 2 red bowls.
Brett Wilkie has last crack.
Yeah. never normally too far away. Lewis is going for the jugular. It's a good shot there too. He's got to trail the jack a metre on the backhand. Or, here we go, nominate the kill and start again.
Yeah, but I'm trying to kill it, mate.
Good call.
Can't trail it there, no? No, not for enough, no.
Allowed to nominate 1 kill per set.
So if he misses with this kill, he can't have another crack. So this is
do or die.
All or nothing.
Close.
Close.
Whoa, no, it's stayed. That hit in the backboard, yeah. It didn't hit that. I thought for a moment it might have hit Nathan Rice, so he has managed to kill it. He did well to get out of the way, Nathan Rice.
Oh, gee, it was a good hit, wasn't he? He had some heat on that one. Straight over the top. 6 runs in cricket. Nearly took the scoreboard out, nearly took Nathan Rice out, but at the end of the day, there's still a chance. Well
What would have
played.
happened if it hit Nathan Rice? Would that have been killed then?
Potentially, yes. Yeah,
if it hit him and stayed in.
Yeah, because he's actually classed as being at error, so or at fault. And at that pace, he might have been taken off as well on a stretcher. There's no giving those jacks, I can assure you. If you caught one in the head, you'll know all about it.
What about if it hit the ditch or the wall behind the ditch and came back? That's different to the backboard, is it?
Yeah, the back ditch is okay. It can hit that and rebound, but because it hit the blue sideboard at the back, that means it's gone out of play.
Because they're not normally there.
Correct.
On the weekends.
You've done very well.
I'm assuming they're not normally there, otherwise...
Not as a rule,
Yeah.
no. Not as a rule.
I think it actually, too, Steve, it might have clipped the ditch and
gone up.
Fired it up.
Okay, because it certainly took off.
Yeah.
Well, again, Gold Coast get the advantage after the first 2 bowls. Well played.
And I think that's the first successful kill then we've seen in APL 2.
Nominated kill, okay.
Yeah.
He
I
didn't
don't
miss
remember
it.
one.
He didn't miss it. He meant business.
Hammer.
Needs the jack. Trying to trail the jack. He's got it. Oh, some days. So again, trying to manufacture a setup where they can possibly score 4. And Nathan will be going deep with this one straight away, I would imagine. Trying to split those 2 red bowls straight away.
So Nathan's now trying to defend those 4.
He's played it well. Well, it's past the head, which is good.
Good.
It's a good option.
Felt there. Yeah.
Once again, it's going to have to be something out of this world, I think, the way the head's set up initially.
Get under there, it goes under.
He's trying, needs to hold. He's very close. Oh. Well, that's 2 touches in 2 bowls.
And still shot to the opposition.
And it's hardly moved. Good. Maybe that tells you something. Today is just not your day.
So here's Nathan Rice, who's been terrific since he's been injected into the game at a critical time as well. Last, and you know, I think you were right, Steve, when you said that he was thrown in more to get a feel for the next set than to do anything in the first set, and he's helped his team win that first set, or half the first set.
This freak result. Right, Robbie. He's got a couple of bowls down the back that he can play to. He's going to have to make sure he plays some sort of weight. But there's a big area there for Brett. Where would he cover? Here we go. Been put under the pressure since he's come out. And this weight is a tough shot on this rink.
I think there was one. Wasn't his first end? He had 3 drives.
Yeah.
His first 3 bowls.
Yes.
So he's actually been pretty active in trying to move the jack. They do have 3 back bowls at the moment. The Brisbane Gold.
That's exactly where Brett will be trying to go now. Split the difference, just trying to break them up a little bit. Well done. Like a big game of chess. And he hasn't got that option to nominate a kill again. He's used that option. So it's got to be something pretty clever.
He's gone. Mark Casey was, I think Mark Casey was wanting to play forehand. He's gone the backhand to try and get at the spot that Mark Casey wanted. So they got the 3 back again, but the jack is a fair way from the back.
And it's got to find its way through that, that little shelf of bowls there as well.
So he's going to come down and have a look here, Robbie Wild, and speak with the experienced Mark Casey. They can't kill it, as you said. And here comes Brett Wilkie's second last bowl. He will have last crack at it.
Well played.
Brett Wilkie.
Nearly perfect there, Brett Wilkie.
The only thing is run the jack in, hopefully it's through the gap. Get one of mine back, and then you go back as well.
Jack in the ditch, so backhand runner for the jack. Anywhere side of this side.
So he's going to play more weight now.
To try and get, as Kelvin
right
just said,
through. Yes.
Jack in the ditch, because they've got the 3 back there.
Yep. It's
but
possible.
Even if he does that, though, Brett Wilkie has last bowl and 50, maybe even 70% chance that Brett would be able to limit it to 2 shots.
We saw, yes. Well, we did see a similar thing happen, though, in N5 set 1, where there's a bit of room down the back. So here we go, to stay possibly in APL 02. Big bowl.
Is it there or thereabouts?
Hanging wide.
Just wide.
Just wide. The weight was good. Not to be, though.
And so the Gold Coast, after being down 8-4 with 1 end to play in the first set, are going to win 1.5 to 1, and their APL season stays alive, and the defending champions, after 10 rounds, are at the bottom of the table. And it would need an absolute miracle for them to make the semi-finals. I think it would mean that a few teams would have to get lost between their hotel and here tomorrow.
That's for sure. Thanks, Mark. Thoroughly enjoyable.
Good luck tomorrow for
Thank you,
Steve, and the Sydney Lions. And it's close. For and against may help here for Gold Coast. So there's 2 at least. 3, says Nathan. And it will be 3 to the Gold Coast. And so they win the second set by 8 shots to 1. They're going to measure just to make sure. We'll wait for confirmation, but the marker, while everyone else is shaking hands, has to do her job, and it's close, Steve.
Might be an umpire to finish off proceedings.
Really close. It is almost a dead heat. She's going to have to measure again. While she's measuring, I'll watch that, Tom. You're down there as well with the Gold Coast players, and you do that and I'll watch the marker.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I've got Lindsay, Brett and Nathan with me as the bit of carry on goes to my right. So guys who pretty much just knocked out the running champions.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I didn't really do too much, but the boys were awesome tonight. Such a proud moment for the club. We had a lot of support. It was just great to cheer them on. They did great.
Nathan, a few really important bowls there as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. You know, after the first set, we knew coming to the first, we know we needed 4, and lucky enough, I come down my first bowl and trialled the jack for 2, and Brett drew 2 with his next and got a 4, which gave us a bit of lift going into the next set. So, mate, it's huge for us going in tomorrow. You know, gives us a big chance. We just got to keep it going.
Yeah, Brett, you've been outstanding tonight, but more importantly, it keeps you alive in the contests.
Yeah, it keeps us alive. So. Big games tomorrow, but we're sudden death in every game. So hopefully a bit more of that sort of stuff, and we can keep it going tomorrow.
Beautiful stuff. It's time for a break here on Fox Sports. After the break, our very last match, the Perth Steamers at the Perth up against the Murray Steamers.